back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Metalhawk. And yes, I finally got this figure. I didn't really like this figure at first, but now honestly, seeing the price point at $7.99 at Burlington had to be what really brought me into buying this figure. So in this video, we're going to be going over this figure, take a look at it, the packaging, the figure itself, transform it, comparison, so on and so forth. But without further ado, let's get started. Now for the packaging looks very, very nice. The packaging has a really nice render of Metalhawk's vehicle mode, which is a jet. We have a nice CGI image of Metalhawk posing with his blade right there, a close-up shot of his face. It looks very, very interesting. We have a product shot of Metalhawk in both robot and jet form. His weapons do combine, and he does contain a sword as well. He transforms in 18 steps. And right here we get the Legacy good guy side of the Legacy artwork thing. So yeah, pretty cool. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what awaits us inside. Now here we have Metalhawk out of the packaging, and honestly, I really do dig this design. It looks really sick. This figure is from the original 1980s TV show, like a Japanese version of Transformers. I'm not so sure what it was called, but this guy was the leader of the Autobot group called the Autobot Pretenders. But yeah, a pretty cool take on this character. I did not even know that this character was the Cyclonus mold that we saw for Kingdom and Legacy, so I am so happy that it's a really easy mold to transform, and it's really simple, honestly, which we'll delve into a little bit. But checking out all the detail that's on this figure, as I said earlier, I got this from Burlington for $7.99. You could get yours at Ross for $15.99, or if you're lucky, you find them at Burlington as well. But overall, just back on the figure, we can see we have a really lovely Autobot insignia slap laying on the chest. We have a really nice sculpt work on the head. It looks very nice. We do have some like chrome-ish, yellowish detail. It looks really lovely, as well as we do have a lot of details going on through the legs, as well as the shins, which look very marvelous, as the inward leg itself looks really nice. I really do like the color that we get for the feet, and it matches with the shins, so it looks really cool. And honestly, I really do like this character. Even though I didn't really know much about this character until now, I really do like it. Now this character also has no backpack, no back cable whatsoever. I really do like that, and that's something the Cyclonus mold also had, no back cable. It does have a 5mm port where you could insert the sword or any weapon or any like accessory that you have lying around. It looks really cool, and I really do like this figure. Now as far as articulation goes, this figure has a lot. This figure has a ball joint which could look up and down. It could slightly tilt side to side, could do a full 360. He does have full range of motion at the arm. He has a hinge joint at the shoulder. He has 360 range of motion at the bicep, around 90-degree bend, a little bit past on the elbow. He has range of motion on the wrist, which is kind of hard to do. The only way I can do it is if I attach the sword and put it in right there. He does have waist rotation, which is very nice. He does have leg rotation. He could do the splits. He could kick up to this far and back to that far, and could go a little bit past 90 degrees, which is very lovely. And he does have an ankle rocker joint. So yeah, that's pretty much all the articulation that is covered for this guy. And his accessories aren't really what I say the best, but they are accessories nonetheless. Now here we have, for comparison, Metalhawk and Cyclonus. Now the reason I brought in Cyclonus is because Cyclonus and Metalhawk are very similar molds. In fact, they are very similar. The engineering is very similar, and so is like the mold itself. The legs are practically the same. The mechanics and the engineering that go on for the knees are the same. Practically everything is the same, except this version is like remolded, or like, I don't know what the word is, but we can see that this one is just a superior version of this one. But we can see that it does share various similarities, such as the tab on the arm that attaches to the wings, the bend at the knees, the whole design, which you are going to see in transformation when we transform this guy up. You're going to see very similarity to Cyclonus, and I really do like that. The only thing that was really fixed was probably the hands, but they are the same sculpt. But for my copy, unfortunately, my hands are very stiff. So honestly, the only thing that really was fixed was probably the wings. And honestly, if we look from a backward angle, we could kind of tell that these two are identical. And in fact, these components are exactly the same. So yeah, you're not really getting that much out of it. If you have this figure, or you have this figure, you can see that it transform near enough exactly the same. Here he is with his Moldmate being twin-cast or blaster reformatted. And this character look very lovely together. I did purchase them both together at Burlington for $7.99, which was really good. It was a really nice deal that I got both of them, and these ones roughly range from $30 to $20 on Amazon. So yeah, this was too much of a good deal not to pass on. But overall, we can see the scale between these two, and I think these two were packaged together either way. So yeah, if you have either one of these, you should probably be having these. And if you don't have them, check your Ross and Burlington, and you'll find these guys. Here I have them next to the 86 Ratchet figure, and we can see from a small Voyager to a large Voyager the differences. Mostly there's more engineering involved in Ratchet, that's why he's small, and there's less in Metalhawk, and that's why he's big. Here we have Shadow Strip or Drag Strip, however you prefer to call him, and honestly I feel like this scale would be accurate to a smaller Transformer to a larger one, and I think this is pretty cool. Another comparison here, I have Crosscut, Point Blank. Here we have him next to Springer, Thrice/Kingdom, Optimus Prime, and finally Transformers 1, Optimus Prime. Here we have Studio Series Battle Trap. Now, starting off the transformation, the first step you're going to have to do is remove all the accessories if you haven't done so already. So sit back, relax, grab your Metalhawk figure, and follow along. And there we have Metalhawk fully transformed into that really cool jet mode. And I honestly really do like this jet mode. It's so clean. It looks really lovely. I really do like how the robot parts really look like part of the jet. I mean they really focus more on the robot form, but man, this jet piece looks so nice. From an underside you could obviously tell it's a transformer, but you can't really tell from the top as this looks like a normal jet. This reminds me of like some sort of G2 character. If Starscream was like maybe in Shattered Glass, it would look like this. But this looks really cool. Metalhawk looks very like different from the other Transformers. I really do like that. I really do like it. Now I did like that we could incorporate his what's it called? His guns, his dual pistols on the side of the rear end of the vehicle mode, and that it also creates like this kind of like complete look, adds more wings on the figure. It looks really nice. I really do like the shade of blue that they did use, and the white. It looks really lovely. Here it looks white, but in person it's more of this whitish grayish color. So yeah, if you see this figure at Ross, Target, or Burlington, wherever you pick this figure up, you're gonna see it like this. And there is even a new Legacy United version which has silver painting. Honestly, there's no need to buy that one if you already have this one, and you could already get it at a cheap price at the stores. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really do also like the amount of detail we do get on the wings. It looks very lovely. I really do like all that detail, as well as all the sculpt work running throughout the gem mode, and even the cockpit itself looks very lovely. And I cannot wait to get my hands on the aerial bots and create Superion in 2025. That'll be looking really cool with this guy involved as well. It'll look really cool as more like jet form Autobots are part of the team. For comparison, here's the mold that inspired Metalhawk, that being the Cyclonus mold. And despite Cyclonus being a really, really good figure, this figure is honestly a 10 out of 10. Metalhawk, surprisingly, is probably like a 7 out of 10. Honestly, I really do like both of them. They do have the same engineering involved. However, the only thing that I really do like is Cyclonus' all mode form. How it just looks so sleek. This one looks kind of kibbly, kind of earthy, but I really do like this whole original design here. It looks really cool. I really do like both of them. They look really, really cool with each other. They're multimates, and honestly, an evil version and a good version of these molds look so sick. Here I have them next to the Gamer Edition Starscream, and Gamer Edition Starscream is smaller than this guy. As we can see right here, Gamer Edition barely makes it from, like, it's probably like an inch lower, barely makes it to the nose tip. So yeah, overall we can see that Metalhawk is bigger, despite both being Voyagers. Now some final thoughts for the Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Metalhawk. Honestly, for the price it's at, this figure was really worth the price. Granted, this figure is not the best figure. Obviously, Cyclonus is better, but this figure is pretty fun to mess around with. I did find myself playing with this figure multiple times. It's really, really fun. I do recommend it to anyone who wants to start their Transformer collection, and honestly, it's really cool. This figure originates from the Japanese cartoon, and it's really cool how they incorporated an old mold into this figure. It's really nice, and I do like all the gimmicks that this figure has, all the paint jobs, and even the accessories. Despite the accessories not being painted, which is a tiny nitpick for me, but I don't really mind it all that much, they do look marvelous. Now, the little problems I did have with this figure was probably the only thing was the little gaps around the knees when you bend them, and the interior of the arms. But other than that, it's pretty cool. The articulation is very, very nice. The details are really cool, and I think it's accurate to how he appeared in the Japanese show. So yeah, it's pretty cool just to have this figure in the collection. Now, you could get this figure at Ross for $15.99 and at Burlington for $7.99. So you choose which one you want to get it from. Honestly, I prefer Burlington, but it's kind of hard to find stuff in Burlington, so Ross is your best bet, as there are a bunch of these at Ross. But overall, yeah, that's my opinion on this figure and the mold. I think it's a really great figure, and if you guys see him, you shouldn't miss out on him, because honestly, the prices are just going to keep going up when you don't purchase him. Like, after like a year from now, it's probably going to start going up, and you're going to miss out on this amazing figure. So I recommend, if you really want it, buy it now. But overall, yeah, that about wraps my review. Tell me what you thought of it, tell me what you thought of the figure in the comment section down below, and in the words of Optimus Prime,
transform and roll out!